I think the topic of what we're calling difficult people is a tricky one because really there's no such thing as a difficult person. Of course we're talking about difficult behaviour, but we all tend to think of others as being difficult, and we can all be difficult ourselves sometimes. The route into dealing with difficult behaviour is really the route into building productive relationships with people, whether it's a short one, buying a railway ticket or booking a place at a concert, or a longer one, a colleague I work with on a daily basis, perhaps for years. All relationships need maintenance, and I need periodically to think about my relationship skills and how am I going to approach this person. So if I'm going in to buy a service and it's a one-off, a courteous, direct approach to the individual is going to work better than one where I simply storm in and make a demand. But if I notice that that other person isn't giving me their attention, I've probably got to put a little work into getting their attention in a polite way. It might be a bit of chit-chat, it might be a joke, it might be, when you have a moment, could I speak to you? But there's no point in pretending it's going to happen if you don't put the work into the relationship first. Likewise with a colleague. You know the people at work you most need to speak to, paradoxically, are the people you least want to speak to. The reason you most need to speak to them is because the relationship's in trouble and you need to fix it if you work with them. The reason you don't want to speak to them is because you don't get on well with them or because they're pretty difficult to get on with. And that's where the work really needs to happen. So I think the toolkit, if I can call it that, is really about these difficult people skills. But the difficult people skills are really simply human relationship skills. And it's strange that when people are at work, they have conversations in an unnatural way. And the first thing we need to do is to build a bond with the person, is to have a proper conversation. And what I say is, you know when you're having a proper conversation because the room disappears. You know, as we speak, we're not aware of what's out there, we're just aware of our conversation. But unfortunately, a lot of workplace conversations, especially with managers, they're half aware of what might go wrong, who might do this to me, who might do that. So they're not giving their full attention to the relationship and to the conversation.